Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Chloe here, and we are back with Beacon Pines. I think we could be getting close to finding the true ending, but I'm not sure. We've been through this dialogue before, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip through it. And I'm sorry if I seem a little bit tired today. I went to the Atlanta Horror Film Festival today, where Serotonin, my thesis film, had its first official premiere. So that was a big deal. I'm just adjusting the lights here. There we go. Now I still look pale, but at least I look like I have a little bit of color. But yeah, it was a really cool time. I was at Pond City Market, and I got to see another screening of a film called Night of the Bastard, which was a really, really excellent kind of, gosh, I guess it's hard to describe it. It was sort of like, oh my gosh, well, they were influenced by Martyrs, but I keep forgetting what the other influence was. But it was a very cool horror film, and it was pretty gruesome. It's pretty much like it was like pretty much like a 70s exploitation horror film. So I really liked it. Because I really like horror that kind of doesn't hold, no holds barred. Nothing held back, just kind of balls to the walls insane. I really love those kinds of horror films. And it's still like super pretty. And apparently they shot it in somewhere in California, which I forget what it was, but like the weather was 135 degrees during the day, and it was 110 degrees at night. So it was killer, and it was a really, really excellent looking film. I was really surprised, considering that a lot of it was self-funded. They didn't say exactly what the budget was, which I thought was interesting. I didn't realize the budgets were kind of a secret. I didn't know that. Like, they asked me, I'm like, I don't give a shit if my serotonin was supposed to be $6,500. It went like $500 over budget, from what we planned. And we're lucky because we didn't have to rent equipment. So yeah. So that was really cool though. I had a good time. I wish I could have stayed for longer and been to more of the festival, but I had to get home to feed the boys, so I just came back here. But we've been through this whole sequence here. We've been through this whole sequence. They're not going to repeat it. I'm very, very sorry. You can go back and check the playlists. Just do that. I also, if you see photos of me, like, on... Oh my god. Wow. So it really did not autosave jack shit. Okay. So this is around where we were before.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation, slowly raising one hand above Iggy. It snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Calming presence, or the recognition that he was not in danger. Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Gradually remembering his whereabouts, the figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep, minding our business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
Complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarfy-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's just all calm down. Who are you? A friend, an observer, a hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great. How about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
To turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or
Iggy
another.
turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Bye, Iggy. Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place.
Now what in the hell was the point of that? They're 12-year-olds. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Fleetwood. We tell ourselves this is all just some cool experiment by Karen and his goons, but this is not our home. Inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight, so be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor of power. Which could be moved, would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It is a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain is a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
And Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So you're saying that someone made a new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
His eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why do you say the source like that?
Luca
Why
began to
indeed?
laugh uncomfortably.
It's ridiculous. There's no way that they could...
And his eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood.
Chapter 6. The Sword. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd
So
given Luca
weird.
and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As
So
Luca sprinted
bizarre.
across the snow,
Bizarre
events of
behavior.
The past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here. Alone. In the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. It ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I
There was no
do?
reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you
Iggy
jerk?
finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
They heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Oh no. We gotta hide. Dude, did you hear me? I said 2:59. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? It's a grave of someone with a family. People loved him and will never know the truth. The truth is overrated. I don't get it.
Playfully.
Hey, Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. He just moonwalks out of here. Weird. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break.
Iggy gave Luca a
Here's some
solid smack on
advice.
the back.
Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Care and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off the switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a
Luca
source.
wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate would have happened to the precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to
Iggy
smash?
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source.
A disc of two faint. Iggy and Luca shared a
So he's still... What? Wait a minute. This is original town, and that
Iggy
means...
darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium-grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids, the good stuff. So why do you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for one reason or another.
His eyes with
No, you didn't.
stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare, but like I said, these are some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved, it was us. Unbelievable. Da, da, da. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo, you're not a hero. You're a little brat who is way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think that you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. The source.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with Arctic air.
Let go. I can see why they wanted us to move us all out of town now. Why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? The dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Oh shit. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Care! Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Scratched the back of his
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us, You are a smart
His face
boy.
contorted into a sound.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. Makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a
Kerr
bit.
snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Oh shit. There, that's better. Deal with
Iggy
them.
turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I, threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far
He
enough.
plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. Yeah, really, you can't take down two 12-year-old boys by yourself, you wimp. It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With a
this?
nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Uh-oh. Ooh! Whoa.
Growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
No, not my man
Kerr slipped
Iggy.
his hand just before it slipped.
My homie. My
His foot was made for
spicy
carrying by
boy.
cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. You hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards would just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if it cares out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look in your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Care, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Kerr gasped with insult.
A long life. I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas
With a
Young.
wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Prum dum dum, prupty dum dum. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Care, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me.
Luca's
It's
hand
okay.
loosened his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Just like you, Kurt. Iggy, no!
Felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do
Iggy's
this.
voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the cabin.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to refuse.
Luca had no choice.
I will not let my homie die. Bay over bay
Tightened his grip.
applies in this
Reached for the
context as
walkie,
well.
and wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time. But Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror. Now, a clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror. and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled head. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A
The
swarm of hands
founder?
overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Damn it.
I think that...
Okay. Let's accept Iggy's request. That's gonna end in an explosion, but let's just kill this ending. If neither ending is correct, let's just eliminate them now. No.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
So sad. Okay, this is a little too chipper for someone. A child just died. I think we need to tone it down. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Who the fuck are you and why are you not helping me? Luca, you really should step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have just been the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town, for a little while anyway. How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings, a useful side product of this property being. By adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
What that would look like.
Yeah, we already do. It will take a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know of all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west.
Okay, dude, no, I need help. Like, you need...
Luca followed behind
Sir?
him, trudging through the snow.
Sir?
Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines. Pines harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Oh my god, I love how the narrator's like, to hell with that. Okay. So we got something called hum, right? So let's try this. We'll go to the other ending and we're going to hum instead of weep.
He began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
You can actually hear the hums. Lady, put it down.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely as recognition slowly set in. Her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Oh, thank God. Oh my god, just on the
Stepped
cusp,
to where
though.
Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luca lifted his head, and the last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery
Wait,
eyes,
his mom suddenly got
see more
aged?
clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
What? Insanity. Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Because of the source substance? Eleanor, I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my
Eleanor
son.
looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to
Joseph
stop
slumped
them.
into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire
For the
with
first
fire.
time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold,
Luca
hard
gazed down
truth.
at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Nuncreed, we kind of need you. Like, you're the muscle. Like, can you come with? You're not gonna come with? You're not gonna be helpful? You're not gonna, like, try to redeem yourself? You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9.
Sir?
The devil you know. 7. Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under Perret. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was
Ew.
some sort of laboratory.
Okay.
In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquament. There were dozens of them, every one stamped fate. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Oh. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is something. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me, I will not. This town is a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days, but while they had us evacuated, Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham, an excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She is absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van
Whispers
Horn.
filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true, and now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help that she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is, you are not an illegitimate child. He's Valentine. Oh my god, he's Valentine.
Torment
That's
dragged
quite
on
enough,
Joseph
Mr.
Nuttall's
Nuncreed.
face.
Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The other tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn, you've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look
He paused for a
dreadful.
moment, plucking a piece of
Consider yourself in rare company, you've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter. Your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr... I always want to say Kerr, but it's Kerr. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on
Solomon
out.
pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper
His body
Valentine.
and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching. A hushed horror gripped.
Yo, I don't think it's working. Oh my god, it did.
This is a story about change.
What? No! Aha, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. The festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Wow, this is like one big ego trip, the game. One big I'm a narcissist, the video game. Huh, wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Oh my god, they're like, we thought that you were dead and we liked it that way. Sharper, you malicious bastard. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
A subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
Breathless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Do you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating. Sorry. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy, I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give, the opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement, but Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who's completely homeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and blick this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned
Kerr
it.
flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most, and I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph, but that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now, time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And
Ooh.
so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Malice. So we have to go back and be malicious to someone? Oh. With Kerr. No, I'm sorry, that's with Nun Creed. But we're gonna have to probably give this another episode, and I think we'll be finishing up the game the next episode. We've been recording for a long time, so I have to stop. But if you guys are excited to see how this all ends, please like this video. It really does help the channel out. Also consider subscribing, and when you subscribe, be sure to hit the notifications bell so you get updates on when I upload future episodes. Without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Bye! I'd like to give a very special shout out and thanks to the following patrons: Deep Dive Dylan, D. Roberts, Brian White, Caleb Putnam, Robin Harper, Bob Conway, Cody Webb, and Maticus Sama. Thank you all so much.